Hello and welcome to this episode of Not Another Food Review Show. I'm David.
I am Lilis.
And today we are doing food on trial.
Food on trial, guys.
So what are we trialing today?
Mac and cheese in the box.
Mac and cheese in the box. Now, growing up, I ate a lot of this.
Every day?
No, not every day, but it was one of those staple foods in our house, especially with working mother, working father. Mom and dad would get home from work and they just didn't feel like cooking, so it was mac and cheese. And, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so it's not like we got to get pizza or McDonald's or any of that stuff. No, it was mac and cheese.
In the box.
In the box. So, as part of this trial, what we're going to do is we've gathered 5 different brands of mac and cheese, same size box. They have in common, it's macaroni, water, margarine, butter, and cheese powder. That's it. So there's nothing included in this trial that's going to be exotic, shall we say, or fancy. So no mac and cheese where the cheese is in a tin or a squeeze bottle. No mac and cheese that's pre-made for microwavable foods. None of that stuff. It's just, this is it. Nothing fancy, and we're going to see which one tastes better.
And it's gonna be my first experience because I never had this before.
Well, you didn't grow up on mac and cheese?
No, I didn't.
What'd you grow up on?
Indomie, instant noodles.
Instant noodles?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're Asian. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. So, for our mac and cheese, we gotta find mac and cheese. It's probably... Oh my God, have you ever seen so many different types of Kraft Dinner? White cheddar, sharp cheddar, spirals, 3 cheese, alphabet shapes, organic original. Wow. Well, you know what? We're just after...
Here, this one, macaroni cheese, this one, right?
Yeah, bullet. Oh no, deluxe cheddar.
Huh? This is versus the Walmart.
Or both.
The Walmart one, right?
Yeah, or both. And then we got KD.The.
What?
KD.The.
KD.
Oh, and you've got to try the white cheddar. Just, I love this. This stuff was like crack.
2?
Well, yeah, because Okay, we have the KD Kraft Dinner, and we're going to try it out. This is our test sample. This is the standard by which all others shall be judged. You ready, honey? I'll let you go first since you've never had this before.
Yeah. See.
Don't be shy. What do you think?
That's weird.
Doesn't really taste cheesy, does it?
No.
See, as kids, we're conditioned to think that this is what cheese tastes like. But, again, it's a convenience food, so we're not going to be too critical, I don't think. See, now this is probably the best Kraft Dinner I've ever had. And that's probably because I followed the instructions. So, it really doesn't taste cheesy. I mean, I haven't eaten this stuff for a long, long time. It's hard to describe the taste. The only way to describe it is trying it. So anybody who's ever had Kraft Dinner will know what I'm talking about. So when it comes to Kraft Dinner, the best way of grading it is it too runny? Is it too strong? Too much butter? Not enough? Too much milk? I mean, we're not going to get into a real long description about the gourmet elements of Kraft Dinner, but I like it.
Honestly, I'm not. Sorry.
I could eat this. Wait a second. I did eat this a lot. Now, nothing's going to match real homemade macaroni and cheese, let's face it, but for 10 minutes worth, it fills that little void in here, Yeah, you can have the rest.
No.
Okay.
This is your dinner, honey. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So just make sure you get a real good sampling of the taste, because this is our control sample. All others shall be judged by this. So make sure you have enough that you're like, okay, I've memorized the taste. I know what it's, yep.
Okay, one more.
No. But you do have the taste down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I gotta stop eating this or I'm not gonna have room for the next batch.
For the other one.
Okay, yep, let's get on to the next one.
Keep watching, guys.
So next up, we have no name macaroni and cheese from Loblaws, or as the Italians would say, naname. Now, one thing we notice about this is the color is quite a bit lighter. I mean, if you compare it to Kraft Dinner, it is quite a bit lighter. And I also found it to be, when I was cooking it, to be a little bit thinner. So, let's give it a taste.
I'm gonna give it a try again.
One thing I will notice is it doesn't stick together as much as the Kraft Dinner.
It's gonna like crumble.
The taste is a lot more mild. It's almost close to homemade macaroni and cheese.
I think I like this more better than Kraft, sorry.
Yeah, I found the Kraft to be quite a bit stronger and in flavor and more artificial tasting. It's hard to describe, but it just has something different about it. Now, growing up, we were more inclined to buy this brand because it was quite a bit cheaper than Kraft Dinner, and it allowed my folks to stretch their dollar more, which meant we could take trips, we could do all sorts of things. And so this is what I primarily ate as opposed to the Kraft Dinner.
Sorry, I like this better, so I keep eating it.
Interesting. See, brand name doesn't always mean the best, right? Yeah, it's thinner. It doesn't feel as dense. And it doesn't have that strong cheesy flavor to it. The noodles turned out really well.
Yeah, cheesy.
I found the noodles are almost perfect because
the noodles.
they're not too hard and they're not too soft.
Well done there. Okay, so next. Which one?
Which one do you want to do next?
I really want to. Here.
Let's see. So next up, we're going to try Annie's. So Annie's is touted as classic cheddar and 80% organic ingredients. For preparation, boil 6 cups of water, stir in the pasta, cook for 6 to 8 minutes, drain. 1/4 cup of reduced fat milk and 2 tablespoons of salted butter.
2 tablespoons.
So slightly less milk, but more butter. And
more butter.
And we're using
butter?
Yeah, we're using butter on this one, not margarine.
Okay.
Then you sprinkle the cheese over and oh, they get fancy.
Now we need
Sprinkle cheese over milk, stir to combine.
cheese over milk.
So what you got to do is you got to cook the pasta first. You set it aside, then you make the sauce with the butter, the milk, and the cheese sauce or the cheese powder. Mix it all up, and then you add the macaroni back in. Ooh, this is like work.
Let's do this.
Oh, well, I committed to following the directions, so here we go. Annie's 80% organic cheddar macaroni and cheese.
80% organic.
And I might point out that in this entire trial, all of the flavors are cheddar cheese or not named, so assuming it's cheddar cheese. It's orange, so yeah, probably cheddar cheese or essence of cheddar cheese, maybe cheddar cheese. Okay. Looks like cheddar cheese, probably not cheddar cheese. Okay, let's try it out. Let's go. So next up, Annie's classic cheddar macaroni and cheese, 80% organic. Now, if you look at the color, I thought it would turn out a lot more orange, very dark orange like the Kraft Dinner, but it didn't end up that way. As a matter of fact,
close.
As you can see, it looks very, very similar to the No Name brand. And, as expected, quite a bit lighter than the Kraft Dinner. So the consistency it's a little bit thicker than the No Name brand. But other than that, it looks pretty much the same. So let's see what 80% organic tastes like. Very similar to the No Name brand.
No.
You don't think so?
I should like that No Name brand.
Still like the No Name brand. I'm sure Loblaws would be
sweet.
Sweet? It's got a different flavor too. It's a little sharper than the No Name brand, but still not as sharp as the Kraft Dinner. Consistency is good. I don't know if the extra time required to prepare it by separating out the two ingredients actually makes a difference, but a little bit tangier. And it's slightly tangier than the No Name brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, not as heavy as the Kraft Dinner. I'm thinking I like this one better. Yeah. I like this one slightly better than the No Name brand. So I'm going to put Annie's on the top of my list for now. It's that slight tanginess that does it for me.
Well, there is some sweet too.
I don't really taste the sweet. I see where you're coming with, or getting the sweet, but I think that's just your tongue playing games on you, because I think it's a tanginess that comes off as sweet.
I'll let No Name brand.
Okay. So next up, what are we going to try? Great value, generic macaroni and cheese dinner. So this comes from Walmart. Produced for Walmart. And it says on the box it's made with real cheese. Oh, we'll see. Sorry, I find that funny.
How to cook?
Well, as for cooking, 6 cups of boiling water. Boil 7-8 minutes till macaroni is tender. Drain. Add 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. Well, we're going to keep it with the salted butter because we're consistent. 1/3 cup of skim milk and contents of the sauce packet mixed well. So the directions are similar, almost identical to the No Name brand and the Kraft Dinner, except we're using butter instead of margarine this time. But it's all prepared in the same pot, one shot. So let's try it out. Let's give it a shot. So next up, we've got Great Value branded macaroni and cheese. This is a Walmart generic brand, and it says it's made with real cheese. Now, when I was preparing this, what was interesting is the cheese sauce powder was very, very light, but once I cooked it and mixed it all up, it turned quite dark. Almost the same darkness as the Kraft Dinner.
Kraft Dinner one.
Quite a bit darker than the No Name brand, and just slightly darker than Annie's. So I've noticed this one is thicker, so it's not runny at all. It's quite a bit thick, actually, more like the Kraft Dinner.
The Kraft Dinner.
So let's see how it tastes.
That's just like Annie's.
Very similar, except it doesn't have that tang.
Maybe have a bit.
A little bit, but not as much. I find it kind of plain, flavor-wise. I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I find it very plain. I mean, with the Annie's, it gave you that little bit of zing, that tanginess. I found the No Name brand was it had a little bit more of a cheesy flavor, less artificial, and the Kraft Dinner was just kind of punch in the face. Or as Newfies would say, a smuck in the moat. Well, it's okay. If it was the last thing in the cupboard, I'd eat it. So compared to the Annie's, try that. Annie's is better. Let's go back to the no name. Still pretty good.
No, I don't want to try that.
You don't want to try the Kraft Dinner? Now, the one thing I've noticed is the longer you let it sit and cool off, it loses its flavor.
Yeah.
So
when it comes still hot,
it's got the flavor. So at the end of this, we're actually going to heat them all up and just try one of each again, just to give it a good, honest, fair assessment. It's okay. Not great. I'm thinking this is one of those dishes that you don't just put in the fridge and reheat the next day. I think it's you either eat it after you cook it or forget about it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just set that one aside for now. Next up, what do we have? So this is President's Choice Deluxe Cheddar. So this is Loblaws. So same company as No Name. A little bit more money for this one.
Oh, really?
Yep. But I think this is, I mean, it's deluxe, right? It says there. Deluxe. So
Deluxe.
I'm expecting deluxe.
I'm thinking about like more cheesy.
More cheesy. I am pinning my hopes on this one being the best. Because their white cheddar deluxe is fantastic. If it's made properly, it's really, really good. So my university days, I used to eat a lot of that stuff. Early 20s. So we're going to try the President's Choice Deluxe Cheddar.
There's any different with how to cook?
With what?
There's any different how to cook?
6 cups.
Same.
Water, 1 tablespoon of non-hydrogenated margarine, a 1/3 cup of skim milk. Now, the interesting thing about the Walmart is it did use butter. Same amount of butter as this would use margarine. Same amount of milk as the No Name brand, this, and the Kraft Dinner. So this should come out pretty similar. I'm just hoping that it's got that little bit of extra pow. So let's cook it up and find out. So beyond the elbow macaroni, its color is quite a bit different. It's more of a yellow.
What's yellow?
And the consistency is about the same. It's not runny. So I have high expectations for this one. It's made with real cheese, apparently. Ready?
It's good.
Yeah. This is the best one yet.
It is the best one.
Yep. This one tastes the closest to homemade macaroni and cheese, I think.
I don't know. I'm just cooking but never eat it.
It's got a bit of tanginess to it. Not sweet.
No.
And I do prefer the elbow macaroni. It kind of it just feels
Real.
deluxe.
I mean, not straight from the box.
You're talking with your mouth full.
Happy.
Is that an Asian thing?
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I found the number one.
Definitely. So our favorites, in order of bottom to top, what'd you say? KD, least
KD.
favorite. Then what?
That one?
These two I think are a tie for last. Then Annie's. Okay, number two.
Number two.
Number two? Okay, agreed. And our number one favorite is President's Choice made by Loblaws. Because it's deluxe.
It's deluxe.
Mm.
It is good.
Yeah, it is. So would you eat this? You know, out late one night, you know, you're at the saloon drinking, don't really want to cook a meal, got nothing in the microwave.
If I run out my instant noodles, yes.
These are instant noodles.
No, it's not.
Pasta's a noodle.
It's different.
This is like Western instant noodles.
I like my Asian. We're good. No, we don't have to mix it.
No.
Just one enough.
Yeah, we thought we'd mix it all up and see how it tasted as mixed, but you know what? Why ruin the others? So here we have it. You know, it's funny, after time they all start to fade. I don't even know which one is which anymore. Well, that's the Kraft Dinner, because I really screwed up the noodles. This is Annie's. This one, I think...
No name.
No name. And that would be the Great Value?
Yeah.
Or is that the Great... No, that'd be the Great Value. But I mean, if you look at them all, like this looks, compared to the others, like, you know, a bit of a higher quality product. And it wasn't the most expensive. So, yeah.
We got the winner! We got the winner!
So, that is the verdict from the jury. Innocent. Guilty of being bad. So that's it. That's for our food on trial. Macaroni and cheese in a box. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya!